Ons het soontoe gegaan. I have not blocked it. And I need to fix this part. I want it to go in more. And I want the ties longer. And then I will block it afterwards. Good morning, my name is Katinka and I knit in South Africa, and welcome. So my friend lives in America and she asked me to please do these videos in English as well. So I started them so that I can actually have them in Afrikaans, because there's actually not a lot of Afrikaans knitting podcasts that I could find. I had 7 views on my last video. That was my first one. But it's not my only channel. I also have The Seamstress at the Cottage and Katinka Ponders. So you can go over there if you want to see more of what I'm up to. But this is going to be dedicated to knitting. And let's talk about it. So I have been knitting this week. And it has been my birthday week, and in Cape Town, South Africa. If it's your birthday week, I think if you're a South African citizen, you can actually get certain things for free. So, on Tuesday, we went to the V&A waterfront, and my friend and I went to the aquarium. Oh, I love it. There was this moment where I was sitting in this big hall, and there's these kelp forests with all the fish in between, and I was just sitting there knitting, and it was one of those moments where you like to pinch yourself, like, is this really my life? It was so awesome. So, what have I been working on? I've been working on this little shawlette. It's not big, but the small Sophie scarf and everything else in between, I think this is more like a medium one, has been going around forever and a day, or actually basically the last year. So I know some people wear their scarves like this. Now, if I had hair, it would be long and flowy, but I don't. I've got alopecia. So I would have been wearing this like this, but I don't have hair. So what I do like to wear it is like this, and just tie it at the back, especially if I have a jacket on, because scarves just get too bulky in the back, and I always have a hat on, so then there's the bulk of the scarf and the hat, and oh my gosh, the tactile intolerance just go overboard. Oh, there's a Bubbles. Come, Bubbles. Ooh, my paper. You can't sit on my paper. Come. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is Bubbles, and he's gonna tear my beautiful paper. Oh, Bubbles, sit there. Sit there. Yes. You can't do that. Please listen. Okay. So Bubbles, he is my boy cat. I've got a girl cat as well who's called Pinky. And he is a mommy's boy. But he's so cute. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. So, I don't know if you've ever been to Blouberg Beach. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorite places. 1, because it's pretty. 2, because the sea is cold. And I love cold plunging. So some friends and I go there for cold plunging at least once a week. We're actually going today, and I'm so looking forward. So on Friday, I was there swimming in the cold water. It was so cold, but it was so fun. Now, just around the corner, there's a little beach which is full of pebbles. So I am going to call this Pebbles on Blouberg. And yeah, how do you knit it? You cast on 85 stitches with DK weight yarn, and then you knit 8 rows, knit and pull rows. Then you start decreasing on row number 4. Every second row you decrease, but you do it on the knit side, not the pull side. And then you knit 5 stitches, yarn over, 2 stitches together, and then you knit 3 rows, and then the 4th row, the 5th stitch in between, you do the 2 stitches together, 2 together, yarn over. And you keep on doing that until you have a triangle. And then on the end of it, you have 6 stitches, and you knit 1 row pull and 1 row plain. And that is so easy. You can do it. Anyone can do it. So here is the thing. I don't do well with patterns. I've never worked with patterns because, or not never, I have started in the last few years, just because everybody on the knitting podcast speaks about all the beautiful patterns, and then I see the patterns and then I get FOMO. Sorry, I just want to pick up my patterns that fall down. Oh. Okay, I get serious FOMO, and so I learned how to use a pattern. But I still prefer just to knit out of my head because it's so much easier. But I'm going to show you, because this is a new podcast, and yeah, let's talk about where I started. Knitting, I've been knitting all my life, so I'm not going to tell you that story. You can go to Katinka Ponder, it's my first video, tell you that story. I might link it if I remember, but I don't want any efforts in this video, in this channel, so I might later on be a better YouTuber and link all the links, but for now, we're just going to talk. So, there's this wonderful lady called Mina Sorvala. She's on Instagram, and she knits beautifully. She's also got alopecia, if I remember right. I think she's told me she's got alopecia. But anyway, she's gorgeous, and the way she thinks about knitting is just incredible. So this is called the Dolomite Wrap. You can find it on Ravelry. I don't do Ravelry because I don't use it enough. And a few years ago, it got really political, and then I left, and I never went back. And then I realized I didn't need it. So, yeah, it's just another social I had to update, and it just got too much. Too much. I'll put some stuff on Instagram if I remember, and for the rest, I'll show you here. So this is the wrap. It is beautiful. You can make a smaller version, but I wanted it as big as possible. And I had 6 balls of can't remember the name, it's a South African made, that 20% wool and the rest was acrylic. And so what you do is you start in the middle, you follow the pattern, knit it all the way, and then when you block it, it makes like these beautiful points. But I think because this has got acrylic, it doesn't block that well. I think I need to steam it. It might set it better. And then when you're done on the one side, follow the pattern, then you knit from the middle, pick up the stitches, knit from the middle, and do the other side. And it's big, and it's beautiful, and it's warm, and I can put it like 5 times around my neck. Not really, just 3 times. I just love it. So that is this one. So I'm just showing you the separates, all the accessories that I've knitted. I'll show the jerseys later, but a lot of them I don't have anymore because I have this bad tendency, not so much anymore, but I would just give away whatever I've knitted. And people don't value it. So I remember I knitted a jersey, a cable jersey. It took me almost 2 years because I was so busy at that stage, in this color, for a friend of mine. And he threw it out. When I saw him years later, he's like, yeah, that was the most horrible color. Now I'm thinking, it was not a great color for him, but what did I know? But I would have I actually wanted that jersey for myself. But he was my best friend, and I knitted it for him with all the love in my heart, and he never wore it. Can you believe it? Anyway, that's a story for another day. So, back to the thing of giving away. So, I don't have a lot of the things that I've knit through the years. I've got one thing. The rest I all gave away. Anyway, what was I telling you about? Knitting. Oh, I'm showing you the separates. So, that is the Dolomite wrap. And she based it on the Dolomite Mountains. Then, there's the Footruffles socks by Arella Seaton. Oh, she's now very much into mosaic knitting. Her work is incredible. I don't really want to do mosaic knitting. I think it's beautiful. I just didn't like the process. But if you're into that, go check her out. Her name is, let me read it again, Arella Seaton. But look at these socks. So I did a test knit for her, and I knitted them. You had to have one done. So I finished one, and then the other one was on the needles for almost 1.5 years. And then I put the one that I finished on, and I realized I didn't like the fit. So I unpicked it all, and I started over, and that was the best decision. It took me 2 years to finish, because this is one of those patterns where you have to follow the chart, and I like to just knit. I don't like to have to think. But I'm learning to think because it's good for you. You won't get Alzheimer's if you learn how to think while you knit. Mindless knitting is good, but it's also good to learn to think. So anyway, I was so chuffed when I finally finished these, and now they are, if they're not in the wash, they're on my feet. I love them. Then, I think there's another pair of socks, this one. So, I knitted something out of this. I can't remember. Now, I only had one bowl. And at that stage, I was living in East London, and I couldn't find a lot of, I know it looks big, but it's not really. Let me put it on no, I'm not going to be able to get the sock blocker so easy. So I had some Angora, and I knitted the heels in that because I know that won't go through. And then I knitted with the sock yarn until I've used everything. And it's not meeting up, but I just did a little cable on the top. on each side of the foot. And I really love it. So I've got 2 pairs of socks. I'm busy working on the 3rd pair. The other pairs I've given to my friend and to my mom, and they all love it. So I'm happy about that. But I would have liked to have them in my wardrobe this winter. Anyway, I'm working on another pair, and then I'm just going to do mindless socks. This pair that I'm working on is color work, and the sole is white. So there's a lot of thinking about it. But anyway, we're getting there. Then mittens. So this is Sandergarn. A friend from Norway brought me some. Oh, I love this wool. This is such a nice wool. It is a bit scratchy. I like it on my hands. I don't know if I would like it as a jersey. But anyway, this was a free pattern I found on Pinterest. So you get the chart. It's on my Pinterest board. Katinka Ponders. Or no. Yeah, I think it's Katinka Ponders. And I knitted that one for my friend. And so I think I had 1 white and 1 red. 2 whites and 2 reds. Yeah, I think it was just 1 and 1. So they were then, but hers were more white. And then they were, I did the opposite colors. And I did the top one for me. And because they were more red than white, it worked out perfectly. And I love this pair. If I was still, I always had to put another pair underneath, which is fine in Europe and in America. But in South Africa, it's perfect just like this. So that is the thing with South Africa. I live in Cape Town and it's cold, but it's not that cold. So I don't get to wear my knitwear that much unless it's really thin. So yes, I find that a bit sad. Then we are back now at the shawls. So when I was in Omaha, my friend used to, she got me some chowie needles at this one knitting place. And so whenever we went to that side of the city, because we were on the other side, I would go into this knit shop because the lady was so kind. She gave me some cables of the wooden chows, and it's those see-through ones because my friend's dog chewed my chow cables, and we couldn't find cables, and I needed a new cable. So I bought this there. I bought 2 skeins. It was silk merino. I think it was 20% silk and a bit of viscose. 10% silk, 10% viscose, and the rest was merino, baby lamb. And it is so soft, and I love the little bit of a shine. So I made a crescent shape shawl, and you just follow the principles of a crescent shape. So shawl, go and look it up. There's a lot of things online. And then I just made it up as I went. This is plain and pearl in the middle, this first part, and I did the little flowers, and then I just did a little bit of a lace pattern, and I literally just went down and did what I want whenever I wanted. And I knitted on it quite a while because, by the end, I think I had like 400 and something stitches here. And I think it is just perfect. I love it. I really, really love wearing it. I just says, is that a hole? Oh, no. I need to fix it there. What happened? Oh, no, it's not a hole. It's just the way I knitted it. I love wearing it like this. At the moment, I'm carrying extra weight, but usually I'm able to tie it at the back, and it is so comfy. So this one I love in South Africa because it's not as heavy as some of my other ones. Then I have this one. This was a sock yarn. I think it was opal sock yarn or one of those. And I also just did the typical triangle construction where you increase in the middle. If I look here at the top, I can see I increased. In some places I increased twice, 2 stitches. But then I just went to 1 stitch at a time. And then you increase 2 stitches on the end. And then when I finished, I had 2 balls of sock yarn. And as I was going, every time we got to the grey, I would take it out and break it out on the sock yarn and then just roll it up. So I used that. This was a free pattern I found. It's a edge pattern from Pinterest. You knit it like that. And so I just picked up stitches as I went up. Not stitches. I started out, I think it was just a 12 stitch repeat. And as I went, I would just catch it on the shawl. So I gave it that little lace edge. And I do think I need to steam it. Because blocking works, but steaming is so much easier. I don't know if you've done it. So like I said, this week was my birthday week. And we went to the aquarium, and then there's a place that makes nougat called Westwood. There's two. There's Sally Williams in South Africa and Westwood. I think I like Westwood most. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'll put some video of that in as well. Oh, it is so beautiful in their shop. So you get your little bag. But when I was there, I bought this wrapping paper. Isn't it just exquisite? And they give you nougat. Everyone who goes in there, get a piece of nougat or a biscuit or whatever they have. So what I want to do with that is, I'm not sure how. I think either I will put it on fabric, or I'm going to just put some cling wrap over it. Not cling wrap. You know that plastic that you cover books with that sticks? I might do that, because what I want to do is, I've got a big whiteboard over there. Now this is my counseling space, and I keep the whiteboard open when there's people here, but that's my dream board. So I want to write whatever I want to write on there, and then have this just with magnets and put it over. But I don't want it to tear, so that's why I want to just cover it with that sticky plastic, because then it will be quite durable. And it wasn't that expensive, but I think it was like 30 rands, which is expensive for wrapping paper, but I think it's just so beautiful. And so, yes, that was my week. I want to know what you're knitting on. I want to know if you like to knit from a pattern or make it up as you go. I know there's all these things about continental knitters and English knitters and all of that. I am not really clued up. I knit like this. If I don't knit in the round, I knit this way, and then I knit that way, and I don't turn my knitting, and that's how I've always knitted. So I don't know what you call that, but I would be interested. Well, how do you knit? Do you like color work? Do you like cables? I love cables. Cables is my ultimate favorite thing. And what type of yarns do you like? I think I prefer wool because it's a bit stretchy, and I also love spinning my own wool. So yes, that was also something I've done this week. I have a fleece that I'm working on, and I know it's 2 of the fleece at the moment, and maybe I should do a video for that, but I might do a video for that. So I've been brushing out my wool. It's a merino fleece that I'm working on at the moment, and I've got some wool plied over there, which I have to put on the niddy noddy and then put into skeins, and then I can start spinning my next round. And I am literally busy working through the whole fleece. Some of it I'm going to do sport weight, some of it's going to be lace weight, and some will be DK weight, because those are the weights I use the most. And that is all the knitting today. I am so happy you came to join me. Thank you. It's always nice seeing all the comments. So please comment. Oh, I know it's a new channel and all of that, but I miss people communicating with me and chatting, because this is not a show. Yes, we can call it a podcast and a show or whatever, but it's so much more. It's community. So let's knit together. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there. See you Sunday next week, and happy knitting. Goodbye.